Welcome into Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Meghan Payton. We've got a news, rumors, injury update video coming up, but I'd like you guys to help us out over here at Chat Sports. Help us get to 23,000 subscribers. We are less than 100 away. We just need 38 more of you. I know that like 80% of you are not subscribed, so help us out, and we promise we're going to keep you updated all season long. This video is presented by our friends over at Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon is delicious cereal that is also healthy. If you guys are looking for a change in routine for breakfast, I'm telling you, go check out magicspoon.com/Seahawks. You're going to get $5 off your order today. So as we all know, Russell Wilson is dealing with a ruptured middle finger. He just got surgery on that. And we keep hearing different news about the timeline of what that's going to be. Obviously, this is a big bummer for Seahawks. It's obviously not what we wanted to hear, but I guess some sort of positive news is that Adam Schefter tweeted out earlier today saying that the doctors believe that QB Russell Wilson has a realistic chance of coming back in 4 weeks. So originally it was supposed to be, we heard 6 to 8 weeks, which obviously is potentially double the time if it is 4 weeks. So 4 weeks would be ideal. And we talk about, what's going to happen in order for Seattle to, stay competitive in this NFC West. Well, luckily their next 4 games are not crazy. Like, let's look what's happening. First, Steelers, that's this week, Sunday night. And the Steelers, as we know, they haven't been really consistent at all. Wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster, we just found out he is going to be out for the season. So giving Seattle a little bit of an edge here. Then they take on the Saints at home. This is going to be a Monday night game. The Saints also not as consistent as maybe we would have thought. They're still dealing with trying to get adjusted to new quarterback Jameis Winston. The Jaguars, that's hopefully an easy win. They are not performing well this season. And then guess what week 9 is? Week 9 is a bye. Allow Russell to just get fully healthy, go into week 10 against the Packers, which will be a tough game. Hopefully that is the target date for Russ to be back right now. I'm hoping that can happen, but I do feel like the Seahawks can be slightly encouraged looking at these next 3 weeks going, hey, with Geno Smith, I think we could get some wins in here. But how many wins do you think the Seahawks are going to have in the next 4 games? If that is the case, if Russell is going to be out for only 4 weeks, obviously we know the 4th week is a bye. So really, how many wins will they have in the next 3 weeks? Let me know in the comments. I think that at least they can win 2 of them. I think they're going to win the Jags game. I think the Steelers and Saints, those could go either way. And it is going to be a lot up to the defense. Saints defense has been looking okay. Steelers defense, obviously that's what they're known for. They're a more dominant defense, but actually they didn't look so great last week. So I do think these games could go either way, and it is slightly an advantage for the Seattle Seahawks. If you look at their schedule, it is probably the easiest chunk of games for Russell Wilson to miss. But it is now up to Geno Smith. Geno Smith is going to be taking over for Russell Wilson. And hey, let's just look at his career. He's had 6,346 yards, a 57.9 completion percentage, 30 touchdowns, 37 interceptions. He's played in 42 games. So I do think that the Seahawks, they signed Geno Smith for a reason. It's a veteran guy that you can trust. You hope that you don't have to use him. Well, they haven't had to use him until last week. Now, hopefully you can bring him in and hope that he can kind of provide some help with Seattle while Russell is out. Like I said, we are presented by Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon is delicious cereal, guys. I'm telling you, they have so many flavors to try. This one is the peanut butter, and I've gone through phases. I really like the cocoa. I really like the frosted. The peanut butter is what I'm on right now, but there's tons of options. It is so healthy. There is no sugar, only 4 grams of net carbs, 13 grams of protein, tons of different options. If you go to magicspoon.com/Seahawks, you're going to get $5 off your order. And hey, guess what? If you don't like it, they'll give you your money back. But I have not met anyone that hasn't liked it. So I promise you, go check them out. Let me know what you guys think once you order it. Let's take a trip down memory lane with Geno Smith and just what has happened to him over the years. Some of you guys might not remember or really even know how old he is, but in 2013, that's when he was drafted by the Jets. He was a second-round pick, 39th overall. He was named the Jets starter in September of 2013. And in 2013, he had some good weeks. He had some not so good weeks. They ended up benching him twice during that 2013 season. But in 2014, they do name him the starter again. This is with the Jets. He finished 2014 with 2,525 passing yards, 13 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. Now, here's where it gets a little rocky for Geno. In 2015, in August, he suffered a fractured jaw, and this was an altercation with a teammate that happened, and that caused a lot of issue in the Jets locker room. He had to get surgery. He was ruled out for 6 to 10 weeks. He was placed on IR in October of 2016 for a torn ACL. So he's dealt with some injuries, and really whenever he was placed on IR, they decided to go with Ryan Fitzpatrick as the starter. In March of 2017, though, he signs with the Giants. He only started one game because Eli Manning was obviously still there at the time. So then after that, 2018 comes around, he signs with the Chargers. Again, he's playing more in that backup role in 2018 with the Chargers. He did not start. He just really was used in like relief roles if the team was up or if they were just completely down. Then take you to 2019, May of 2019. That is when he signs with the Seahawks. And get this, guys, since May of 2019, want to know how many times we've seen Geno Smith out there starting? Well, we haven't. And the only time we've seen him come in during a regular season or playoff season game was last week, which is really crazy if you think about it. That just shows you how healthy Russell Wilson has been and how much he's persevered through injuries, because it's not like he just gotten lucky all these years. He really takes care of himself. There was a funny report, I think, that came out, was it during the offseason, about the amount of money Russ spends on his offseason care, his training, the way that I'd love to take a tour in this guy's house to see everything he does to stay healthy. Well, luckily, you do bring in a guy like Geno and hope that he can help out. How confident are you guys, though, in Geno Smith to take over for Russell Wilson during hopefully only 3 to 4 weeks? We'll see what happens, but give me your scale 1 to 10. I think it's hard to tell right now. I think that we didn't get to see enough out of him. And you look back at what he's been through since 2013. He was, I think, a really dominant backup guy. You look at him and he's probably one of the guys you'd rely on the most in this league as a backup position, but it's been a while since we've actually seen him in action. So I think I'll have a clear answer for you after this week against the Steelers, if they do in fact play him, which is what we are expecting. But I'll say right now, I'm confident at a 5. I'm just going to give it an average. Maybe I'll give it a 6, just because I think he's better than your average backup. But again, we just haven't seen enough in recent years to know what he's capable of. Let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking. And while you're in the comments, make sure you guys are subscribed to our channel. We're here to give you guys recaps, reactions, injury updates, all of it, good, bad, everything in between. So make sure you are subscribed to Seahawks Today. Now, another option many people have said that they would like is to sign Cam Newton. We mentioned this in our overreaction video the other day, but it's still being brought up, so we'll talk about it. Willing that Geno Smith isn't performing well, maybe Cam Newton is an option to bring in. To me, I don't love this idea. Now, obviously, Cam Newton has had amazing success in his career, but I said this before, I'll say it again. There's a reason he's not playing right now. In 2020, he had 2,657 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 10 receptions. The Patriots decide, all right, we're not going to stick with you. We're going to trust our rookie QB Mac Jones. And hey, I think it's working out okay for the Patriots. So to me, I would like to just stick with Geno unless everything goes terrible. Maybe we consider someone else, but I'm not necessarily a huge fan of Cam Newton coming into the Seahawks offense, maybe creating a little bit of drama that's not necessarily needed during this time. But who would you guys rather see? Well, while Russell is out, would you rather see Cam or would you rather see Geno? If you want to see Cam, go to the comments, type C for Cam. And if you want to see Geno, type G for Geno. I'm going with Geno for now until he proves me wrong. And all this topic, all this conversation about Russell, to me, this is where my immediate reaction is we are going to need to rely on the run game more. And the Seahawks did use the run game a lot more last week. And they kind of were forced to just really rely on Alex Collins due to Chris Carson's injury, which we do have an update for you. Carroll says that Chris Carson is day-to-day. So get this, he's dealing with this neck injury, but it's not actually an injury that happened during the season. He says that it's an old injury that just flares up. It's not a result of getting hit, but probably something that happened in the weightlifting room over the years, but it's a neck injury that flares up. He is currently day-to-day. So we are not sure on his status for the Steelers game, but I do know that Pete Carroll said that it was just hard for him to make that turnaround in such a short week. So I'm given that they have a longer week to prepare, I am hoping to see Chris Carson back out there because Chris Carson is a good running back. He has had 54 carries, 232 yards, an average of 4.3 and 3 touchdowns. Now you look at the average and the carries to yards, it's not so fantastic, but I don't feel like the Seahawks really started utilizing him much until, week 3, week 4, and then obviously he didn't play this past week. So I only expect Carson to be used more, and luckily for him, he's got a great backup in Alex Collins. Alex Collins, who we saw a lot of against the Rams. He's had 28 carries, 124 yards, an average of 4.4 and 1 touchdown. So while Russell is out, I'd like to see the Seahawks utilizing the run game more. It's an area that, Shane Waldron talked about as well, just improving upon that. You want to give, even if Russell is back, you want to have different options, different threats. And I do think that while Alex Collins and Chris Carson are going to obviously get majority of the playing time, but if Chris Carson isn't playing this week, I could see us getting some more reps from DJ Dallas. He has only had 5 carries this year for 12 yards, no touchdowns. His long was 5 yards. So, we just haven't seen a lot of him, which makes sense. But I do see Seattle relying more on the run game while Russell Wilson is out. Now, we are going to have an amazing preview for you guys against the Steelers. That is going to be Sunday night. Right now, the Steelers are actually favorites at -4.5. That keeps switching, though. So we'll keep you guys updated on, how that changes throughout the week. But I am expecting Geno Smith to come out, prove everyone wrong that's saying that the Seahawks can't win this game. I think that they will, and I think that they're going to be in a pretty good place until Russell gets back. But make sure that you stay subscribed, tuned in, and we will keep you updated all season long.